Hey friends, welcome back with more Loki. This is the season finale. And last time we had a lot of fun with all those different Loki variants. We had the classic Loki, old Loki give his life so that Sylvie and our Loki can make it to whoever's in charge behind Eliath. And so, yeah, looking forward to seeing what's behind the door, who's been in charge of the TVA, who set this all up. And hopefully we have a happy ending for Sylvie and Loki, but that remains to be seen. And yeah, want to see Renslayer get taken down by Mobius and possibly destroy the TVA. We'll see. Bets on if he gets to ride a jet ski or not this episode. Anyway, guys, if you want to watch the full reaction, check out Patreon in the link in the description below. Otherwise, take a quick moment to leave a like, and let's get started.
Way to go, Tic Tac!
That's how you punch.
Wakanda forever!
Now, you wouldn't have heard of me.
Let me put you on hold.
Wow.
He's a friend from work.
I can we think time as a one-way.
Wow.
What is grief if not love persevering?
Everything's... all this audio from past shows and movies melting together. What is grief if not love persevering? This kind of reminds me of Ultimisia's Castle, Final Fantasy VIII.
Aren't you going to tell me not to kick the door in? I have been waiting for this moment my entire life. I just need a second to get my head straight, okay?
Sure.
Oh. She needed a moment and whoever's in here didn't give it to her. Miss Minutes.
He's impressed.
Who's impressed?
He who remains. And he wants to offer you a deal. The TVA can keep doing its vital work, and y'all can live the lives you've always wanted.
No, thank
What
you.
have we all?
How would you like to win? You can kill Thanos. How would you like to wake up tomorrow with just a lifetime of happy memories?
Together on the timeline.
Wow.
It's crazy. And you can have it all together.
It's fiction.
Right.
We write our own destiny now.
Why would he offer a deal, though, if he wasn't feeling threatened at the moment? Look what you did to Mobius.
Hey there.
This isn't what I asked for.
I know, but he thinks this'll be more useful.
Who?
Happy reading.
Avoided answering the question.
Are we sure he's even still alive?
His name is He Who Remains, so yes?
He who remains.
He who remains. She still calling me that? Creepy. Come on, let's talk. From my office.
they were feeling much more confrontational than a talk in your office, holding the
Now,
swords.
what you expecting? Don't tell me I'm a disappointment.
Just a little bit easier to kill.
I think I would have gone for enchanting him first.
Take a seat.
They're so wary of a trap, but if he wanted them dead at this point, they'd be dead, I think.
I said I wasn't to be disturbed.
Well, you're not gonna be happy to see me.
So you're gonna prune me?
I like that idea. But you know, my standards might be a little bit higher in that area than yours. You know, with close personal friends.
I'm sorry, Mobius. Hunter D90 to my office immediately.
Yeah, sorry, Ivona, that's not gonna work out the way you think it is. Now that we know your secret.
Oh? 2018. This is where she was taken from?
What the hell is going on here?
There she is.
Your translator.
We have a lot to talk about.
I'm not sure you quite understand the situation. You've lost.
Has
He
he?
found you.
Oh, a swing of a miss. You can't kill me because I already know what's going to happen.
Jeez.
I know it all. Everything you guys did on Lamentus, I saw. All the stuff the TVA didn't know about, I knew. Every step you took to get here, I paved the road.
Then why?
Then why are we here?
No, you can't get to the end until you've been changed by the journey. This stuff, it needs to happen.
I think people are ready to hear a little truth now. You know, like the TVA's a lie.
But what if it's a necessary one? I have to believe they had a reason.
No.
Only one person gets free will. The one in charge.
Do you not realize how screwy that is?
You betrayed me.
No, you betrayed me.
Oh my god.
I looked out for you. You suffer a crisis of faith and turn to those variants?
We can't take away people's free will, Ravona. Do you not see that?
You're of no danger to me.
Let's see. Yep, you're right. Back here again.
Damn it.
Where are you gonna go?
In search of free will.
Without the TVA, everything burns.
And what are you so afraid of?
Me.
And just who are you?
I've been dubbed many names by many people. A ruler, a conqueror, he who remains. A variant of myself lived on Earth in the 31st century. He discovered that there were universes stacked on top of his own. Other versions of us were learning the same thing. Narcissistic, self-congratulatory peace. I love your shoes, I love your hair. Oh man, nice nose, thanks man. Not every version of me was so pure of heart. New worlds meant only one thing, new lands to be conquered. Each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others. That first variant encountered a creature created from all the tears in reality.
Goliath.
Bingo. And I ended the multiversal war. Ages and ages of cosmic harmony, hence, you're welcome.
You're welcome. What can I say?
If you think I'm evil, just wait till you meet my variants. You may hate the dictator, but something far worse is gonna fill that void if you oppose to. It works.
Or you're a liar.
Or I'm a liar. You kill me and destroy all this, and you don't just have one devil, you have an infinite amount. Or you two run the thing.
Lying.
I'm tired. This game is for the young.
You treated real people's lives like some kind of game.
Oh, grow up! Grow up, Sylvie! Murderer, hypocrite. We're all villains here. We've all done horrible, horrific things.
She had no
Now,
choice. I guess you thought you didn't have a choice either. Can we kill you and take over? What's happening?
The threshold. I knew everything up to a certain point, and that point was about 8, 9, 10 seconds ago.
Oh God.
And now you're just gonna sit there with all that freedom and let us decide your fate?
Yes! 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 Take over and my life's work continues, or you plunge your blade in my chest and an infinite amount of me start another multiversal war, and I just end up right back here anyways. I love all this honesty. Feels like a fresh start.
What are you doing?
Sylvie, hang on a moment.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh no, 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 no,
What
no.
if you're saying the truth?
So what? You want the throne.
No.
That's not what this is
Sylvia, no.
about.
I promise you from my heart, this isn't about a throne.
What was I thinking, trusting you?
Sylvie, no.
Has this whole thing been a con?
No.
Evil Loki's master plan comes together.
Why aren't we seeing this the same way?
Because you can't trust, and I can't be trusted.
Ugh.
The cost of getting this wrong is too great.
Fine. Do it! Kill me! Take your throne!
No.
Oh man. This is the last thing I wanted.
Sylvie, stop. Stop.
I've felt what you feel. All I know is I don't want to hurt you. I just want you to be okay.
Oh, there we go. And he's just watching.
But I'm not you.
Oh, come on.
See you soon.
See you soon. Sylvie, you're not whole after this. Multiverse of Madness, here we come. Are they the next big villain?
For all time.
Always.
Always.
Loki and Sylvie. Where do we go from here?
Does he want us to just let them all branch?
Well, at this point, how are we even gonna stop it?
We can't. What? He's terrifying. And they're all set on war. We need to prepare.
Take it easy. You're an analyst, right? What division are you from?
What?
Who are you? What's your name?
What?
Boots on the ground now, archives.
What? What the heck? What? Oh my god. Oh. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What do you do now? And now he's the fake one in charge? Because there used to be statues of timekeepers, and now there's a statue of He Who Remains. Will return in Season 2. Wow, okay. Kang the freaking Conqueror. I can't believe this. They introduced the freaking biggest villain of the next few phases and killed him in a Disney Plus show. I mean, I'm just shocked at the audacity and massive cojones it takes to make a move like that by Marvel. And you have to remember, when they wrote this show, Disney Plus was probably just a plan at that point, not even announced. And yet they made this show completely integral to everything. Maybe the next few phases. They had such faith that we'd watch that they set up the next big villain on a streaming service that didn't even exist yet when they wrote this. So bravo, bra freaking vo. I mean, it's possible that they introduced Kang in other ways through other movies, but to have his first appearance be on a show is pretty impressive. For those of you who don't know Kang the Conqueror, I don't think you need to know that much about him to understand the story, because I actually don't know much about him other than that he's a huge threat to dimensional order because he likes to conquer things. But I mean, you learned all of that in this episode. But it's a huge surprise to me that he's a human from freaking Earth of all places. I thought he was an alien with powerful technology and physiology that makes him, and that's what makes him so formidable. But I haven't read the comics, but we saw how terrified Loki was of a regular old human. He went to Mobius at the end, trying to warn him of everything that's about to come, and he's terrified. We've never heard fear like that in his voice before. And this will have ramifications beyond anything we've ever seen, because, I mean, Multiverse of Madness is the subtitle of Doctor Strange 2. I have to imagine it has something to do with all of this. And Ant-Man, Quantumania, that's the third Ant-Man film. I have to believe Kang is going to be there as well because they're going into the quantum realm. But yeah, this Kang we saw, he kept a single sacred timeline so that other Kangs didn't come about and destroy all the timelines. So I keep feeling that there had to have been a way to do that without stifling everyone, right? But at the very least, the intro to the TVA in the first episode with Miss Minutes explaining everything wasn't completely lying because there was a multi-dimensional war. It just wasn't the TVA that took it out. But yeah, this Kang, he paved the way for Sylvie and Loki to come here to either kill him or take over for him because he's tired, doesn't want to do this anymore. Love the choice that he gave to Loki and Sylvie through Miss Minutes at the beginning, though, together in one timeline, ruling everything. At first, I was like, why offer them a deal if they didn't have some kind of leverage or they were some sort of threat to him? But it wasn't a move made out of desperation. It was a test. And if they went for his offer, they weren't the right people to take his place anyway. They'd be too short-sighted. So, yeah. And Kang, I'm just going to call him Kang, even though we technically didn't get confirmation. I mean, he said he had so many names, including the Conqueror, so it has to be him, right? He's known as Kang the Conqueror. But yeah, I'm just going to call him Kang. They chose an actor who's actually pretty unassuming, not all that threatening looking, and he's a human from the 31st century, he said. And several different versions of him are actually quite kind or pure-hearted, as he said, but all capable of dimensional travel, or at least enough of them are capable that it's a threat to all the timelines. And yeah, it's wow. He gives Loki and Sylvie the choice to kill him or take over, and he said he couldn't see past that one moment at the end of time. So for once in such a long, long time, he didn't know what would happen next, and he was fascinated by it. And yeah, he didn't know what was going to happen, but I did. I did. Because Sylvie, poor Sylvie, there was too much anger and pain in her for her to make any other choice, and she had to go after him. And that was extremely emotional, seeing her and Loki fight, because it was painful to think that she didn't trust him, that he was betraying her. And I mean, it was sad to think that she thought he was playing her all this time. And yeah, I mean, that's not what Loki was about anymore. He was not about betraying people. He was trying to stop her in case what Kang said was true. And one part that bugged me a little bit after thinking about it a little bit was Sylvie's power is enchantment, and Kang was willing to let them do anything to him. So why not enchant him? See if what he's saying is true. I guess maybe she still would have wanted to kill him anyway, and I guess she said as much when Loki said, "Take a few moments to figure it out. What if what he's saying is true?" She was like, "So what?" And there was no way she was ever going to subjugate more people, be the one to put more people through what she went through. So that makes sense. And Loki didn't even ask her to enchant people, or I guess he didn't have the chance to ask her to enchant him to see the truth, but I'm so glad she realized by the end that Loki wasn't betraying her and didn't yearn for a throne. He just loves her and wants her to be safe and be okay. And she kisses him. I don't think it was done only to get the drop on him, but I think she did it because for just a few seconds, she didn't want to feel alone before she did what she had to do, or what she felt like she had to do, because she was going to be alone after it. And I don't know. It's sad. Could the TVA just go after all the Kangs and let everyone else have free will? I don't know. But now all these different branches, and how soon all these Kangs start making their moves depends on how far the Kangs were diverted along the timelines. Some of them may be closer to others than creating travel between dimensions. And I mean, heck, Tony Stark created time travel, as did Fitzsimmons, and we know that that's really actually just traveling to other dimensions. So are there variants of them out there that want to do the same thing to conquer? And Tony Stark wanted to build a suit of armor around the world. If there's a version of him that survives Thanos, is his next move to build a suit of armor around his dimension? And what if it isn't the same guy in the year 3000 plus, where Kang comes from? What if all the versions of Kang are just all the people who have succeeded in jumping between dimensions? And it could theoretically be a way to bring RDJ back into the MCU, but they won't do that. That's ridiculous. But can you imagine if they did, though? If the Kang our heroes eventually had to face was Tony Stark? That would be ridiculous. But yeah, the opening of this episode was fantastic. So much dialogue and so many iconic sounds playing over the logo and through the strands of the timelines. The two things we heard first, the song playing at the end of Endgame when Steve dances with Peggy, and the other being Iron Man's Repulsor. And yeah, just hearing everything that happened through this huge journey really made me appreciate how incredible it is that what they've done with the MCU, because we're all so invested in this thing that's gone on for 20 plus movies and now TV shows. And I would argue that I'm more invested than ever, actually. Heck of a way to start out this episode, though, considering this is where all the dimensions are coming together and going apart as well. And yeah, Ravonna Renslayer off to find free will. Technically, everyone has it now. Her trying to turn it around on Mobius, though, saying that he betrayed her. I don't buy that shit for a second. Come on. It's true that he found out new information and teamed up with the Lokis, but it was because she was keeping information from him in the first place. About C20, she had more knowledge about everything than he did and didn't share it with him. And heck, like, she didn't even have to prune him when he teamed up with Loki. She could have taken him in, but no, I fully do not buy that he was the one who betrayed her. That's bullshit. But actually, it's very interesting because she says only one person has free will, the one in charge. And then she says she's off in search of free will, meaning possibly that she wants to be the one in charge, possibly? I don't know. But it's very interesting because we've seen this play. I almost felt like there was deja vu when she said that those words, the one in charge is the only person with free will, reminded me of Westworld for sure. Also reminded me of real life where the people in power, those in charge, actually manipulate the world in a way so that they're continuously at the top, and that everyday people rarely have a chance to break out of their determined loops. And yeah, anyway. Super funny, though, that she just takes the prune stick away from Mobius so easily. Like, that was your big plan, Mobius, to just go after her like that and fail miserably? Oh my god, Mobius. But yeah, I appreciate the ending of this series, of this season, so much, because there is going to be a season 2. But yeah, I loved it so much because first, it wasn't just another giant energy beam in the sky, huge sprawling battle with the villain where the hero comes out triumphant. It's a very different kind of ending, and it's super fascinating. And it's very satisfying. It's very open-ended. You have so many questions, and there isn't that much closure. Honestly, it gave me similar feelings to the ending of The Last of Us, though in a different way and maybe to a lesser extent. But yeah, basically, the dimensions are doomed now. There's no going back. And I love this ending because this is what I've been asking for since the beginning. I wanted freedom for everyone, free will for everyone. And now that they have it, I'm not entirely sure it was the right move in terms of safety for all the characters we love and the universe as a whole, all the universes as a whole. And so it made what we were rooting for seem like maybe it's not the best idea. But absolutely it was the best idea and the right choice to tell, right choice in terms of storytelling and engaging stories. So looking forward to that. And the last scene, with Loki in a very different TVA than he was to begin with. That was some solid acting. There was just some really slow panning shots towards and away from Kang and then from Loki in this episode. And yeah, Tom Hiddleston acted the heck out of this. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, Loki, the ending was heartbreaking for him because I don't think I'd call what Sylvie did to Loki as betraying him, but she chose revenge while pushing him away. And in the end, I don't think she cared whether or not Kang was being truthful. She needed this. And so Loki loses her. I think he'd take her back in a second, but I don't think she'd be willing to put herself out there again after pushing him away. And so Loki loses her. He loses Mobius, someone who truly believed in him and became his good friend. And so he's lost now. Like, he can't go back to his own timeline. What even can he do? So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in season 2, though I'm not entirely sure when along the timeline this happens. I mean, I guess we won't see the repercussions of what happens in the Loki show for a while, because it might still take some time. Like, because of the sacred timeline, the Kangs are diverted away from creating dimensional travel. So it might take some time for any of those branches to branch out far enough for any Kang to create dimensional travel. So yeah, we might not see the repercussions in any of the films for a while, but eventually I think we will. And I don't know what this means for a lot of different movies coming up. The Eternals, they've been around for so long. They're eternal. So are they aware of other dimensions? They probably are, because they watched over everything, watched Tony Stark travel to a different timeline to grab Infinity Stones. So do they know about Kang? Are they aware of is anybody aware of Kang? I don't know. Oh, but yeah, this was a fantastic episode. Sorry if I tripping over my words a lot. It is 7 o'clock in the morning. I stayed up to watch this. Actually, I was going to sleep and watch it in the morning, but couldn't sleep. Decided to just get up and do it. And so I'm exhausted right now. Anyway, hope you enjoyed my reaction. Leave a like, really helps the channel. Full reaction on Patreon in the link in the description below. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in 3 weeks with What If. That's going to be really fun. I know that Chadwick Boseman actually recorded some lines for that before he passed. I'm still not over his death, and that will be a magnificent send-off. I'm going to cry for sure, just listening to his voice again. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye, friends.